Hello everyone, welcome to the 2022 Tennessee State Disc Golf Championships presented by Discraft. A big thank you to Discraft for being the presenting sponsor of this event, as well as this coverage, and a big shout out to Flight Factory for their part in this coverage as well. Conrad, we are out here at Panther Creek. What can you tell us about this course and this star-studded lineup we're about to see?
Panthers Creek is definitely a defining course for the area. You want to have a lot of elevation change and a lot of trees to go through, especially on the front nine here. For our feature card here, we're going to have Matthew Orum, or Matty O, coming out of Alabama. Did not play in this event last year, but wants to see if he can take the Tennessee State Championship. We have Kris Orrick playing as KO out of Knoxville, Tennessee. He came in third last year. We also have the reigning champion, Kris Dickerson, trying to maintain his crown for yet another year. And Childress, playing out of Knoxville, Tennessee. He came in second last year, seeing what he can do to improve.
All right, here we are, hole 1, par 5, 735 feet. We would like to thank Flight Factory Disc for sponsoring the drone previews for this event. Visit flightfactory.com to get your hands on some incredible disc golf gear and accessories. Your first shot, you want to land somewhere in this area. You want to be a little bit forward so you can open up this second shot into this tight gap. You're looking at probably another 300 feet back into this gap just to get a look at hopefully an eagle, but you can get an easy birdie here.
From Mobile, Alabama, representing Westside Discs, Matt Orum.
I'm already prepared for a lot of those. It's all good.
So we have JBird, Jason Light, is a Tennessee native, doing our commentary for our drone footage, giving us a little peek into how to play each hole.
See Matty O here putting out a wide hyzer out into the open. The further you can push your shot here towards the soccer goal post, the more your second shot is going to open up on your approach here. Matty O is playing this event blind, which is worth noting.
Something that he says he enjoys doing, so having his tenure in the sport, being able to find courses that are still challenging and blind, there's definitely a highlight for him.
You're defending 5-time consecutive champion here, Kris Dickerson. This time sporting the Discraft gear, throwing some new plastic on this course. Let's see if it's going to be the same result that it has been for the past 5 years.
That's a heavy crown.
Kris pushing this out a little further, and
oh, wow, yeah,
near those goalposts we were speaking about, so that's going to open up the line a little bit more for him on his second shot.
From Knoxville, Childress.
Colby not a stranger to this course or this event.
Or to our coverage. If you've seen the Next Gen finale a couple years ago, Childress was on the chase card. Putting one out in the open there. Not a lot of danger on your tee shot there. Obviously, you can't go early left. It's about the only danger.
Well, you can go long. We have seen some being obstructed by the goalpost. Kris KO.
It's not too bad. He was turning right. That limb kind of helped him guide him back into that gap.
Yeah, luckily he finished in the opening of the gap and not off to the left or right, which still leaves him an easy approach.
And as we discussed, Kris here has a little bit of a bigger opening here because he's pushed a little further and he takes advantage.
Oh, he takes full advantage of that. And he has gone past the basket.
He's going to have that left for an eagle look to start his day and this tournament.
So it's a par 5, 735 feet, and Kris is there in 2.
With
passed
ease.
it in 2.
Yeah.
All right, Colby.
Oh, man. Late high branch, or I should say early high branch, because he was trying to kind of sneak in through that quiet inside gap.
Yeah. It did leave him outside, so he'll have some room to work with versus being in the middle of all that brush. And Medio getting a little kick really didn't hurt him that much. He made it through the gap. He probably would have penetrated a little further if it wasn't for that tree. But again, he's playing the course blind, so he doesn't know where all the obstacles are yet.
Colby with a nice stable flex forehand on a nice angle. Gets a soft approach there towards the green. He'll have that left for a birdie look.
Very touchy shot, executed well.
This one coming in spicy right towards you, Conrad.
Yep, didn't see it. It hid behind the tree. I didn't know what it was doing. But I did not get hit. Mission accomplished.
Veteran camera skills there.
Medio has to be running that
Oh.
right line, just a little short.
Matteo, always a crowd favorite. Running shots, having a good time.
Oh, KO. Saving the bird.
Nicely done there by Kris Orrick to start his round with a birdie on this hole one.
Chris Dickerson up next to see if he can get the eagle. Bringing down the scoring average on this hole.
Beautifully done there. Yeah, scoring average that came in at 4.3, so 0.7 under par there. And Matteo with this left to complete a star frame on hole one.
Star frame achieved.
There it is. Good start here for our MPO feature card on hole one, getting things underway in style.
It was important for me to partner with a retailer that could help with growing my brand and making my products available all over the country and across the world. Flight Factory has helped me accomplish that. Check out all of my gear and thousands of other discs at Flight Factory.
Hole 2, straightforward par 3, 295. You're looking for a flight path here of rather straight with a little bit of hyzer. As long as you can land somewhere down the middle of this lane and get it to skip towards the basket, it should be an easy 2.
This is one of those textbook holes that you definitely want to get a 2 on. Don't want to leave anything out there.
Yeah, this is righty hyzer all day. I mean, this is stock shot for these guys.
Yeah.
There you go.
Kris placing that rather well.
Yeah, stayed center of the main fairway gap the entire way. Nice skip forward with that buzz.
Let's see if Medio is going to cheat for this open book test here.
Little straight skip, and one of those down logs there looks like it worked as a backstop to keep him inside the circle for a birdie look.
So it looks like I'll say that he did a little better than the person he's copying off of. So.
And Kris Orrick. High left side, but that hillside kind of slows you down there and doesn't let you get into too much trouble or too far away from the basket.
Yep, so he'll have a clean look coming down. And Kobe going a little higher than the rest of the group. Oh, that last tree is what stopped him. He had the right line. That was just the ideal line, but that tree stopped all that forward movement, leaving him with this for his birdie putt.
Yeah, I dare to say if he didn't hit that tree, he was going to be the closest of the bunch. Oh, a little high left there, and it just didn't quite stick. Gets to the basket there, and just kind of cages out left.
Dickerson puts in his birdie.
Right in the center there.
Ace in the test.
Absolutely. Kris putting this year with Challenger OS's with his signature stamp and his new logo on them. And I gotta say, they look clean. Definitely digging it.
Kris Orrick stabbing the basket with his putt, making sure that he walks away with the birdie as well.
Matteo up against that last log there. He elects to
take the Captain Morgan stance.
Yeah. See if this affects his putt at all here.
Not at all.
Nope. Transfers the weight up to that front foot beautifully.
Normally a step up like that changes your trajectory just a little bit, but Matteo, being a veteran that he is, doesn't let that affect him as Kobe taps in his par.
Yeah, you wouldn't be surprised to see a band hit on a putt like that because of that angle change.
So we're 2 holes in, and Dickerson already has the rest of the field chasing up.
Coming into hole 3 here, we would like to thank Flight Factory Discs again for this drone preview. You're looking for a drive on hole 5 that's rather straight, maybe possibly with a little bit of anhyzer, and trying to sneak through these trees as far as possible. If you can get a drive somewhere in the 300 to 325 feet, that's really good. But that second shot is still so tricky because you get down here to the green, you've got rocks, you've got an angled green. It's trouble if you don't watch out.
So looking at this hole on paper, 625 feet par 5. Seems like it's easy peasy until you look at all the trees. That really makes this play as a par 5. Kris getting off the log and then
towards the middle of the
putting
fairway.
It in drive is what
is happening.
And he clears the tree and lands like in the ideal spot. He has no idea all of that happened. No idea.
He might now. His watch says, "Oh no!"
Oh, early tree kick to the right, and being left or right on this hole. Well, being in the center is still
tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be a crapshoot here. It's a tough hole to par 5 for a reason. KO getting the kick a little bit left, but I think he's still going to be in decent position.
Yeah, he's somewhat in the middle. There's less dense trees in the middle, we'll put it that way. Or maybe I should say the density of the trees is less in the middle. I'm getting the skip.
Big flare forward.
And that's how you end up where Kris is.
Ideally, or traditionally. Matteo going with a roller here. This is going to be tricky. I mean, he doesn't quite know what this hole does, and there's a lot of obstacles in the way.
That doesn't never stand up, so...
Stays right, and he's kind of kept out of further trouble there.
But it looks like he has an opening to approach. At least from this camera view, he does.
That's an instance there where maybe if you had played this course before, maybe you don't go with the roller, maybe you still do.
Ooh.
And Kris getting the kick almost backwards to the right.
Well, maybe with Matteo's, you still go with a roller, but you understand the terrain a little bit better. So.
Yeah.
KO trying to recover from the tree hit and hits another one. Luckily, that one doesn't kick him off to the left or right. It kind of leaves him where he was, so he still has an angle to approach.
Go with another forehand here on an angle, and that's a stable disc, and it's one last late tree kick, and this hole is beating him up and not treating him kindly here. Kobe in great position here, but you can see still has to figure something out. A little tricky to get up towards that green. Flexing a forehand.
Does it come off comes off the rocks and
don't do that.
It's rolling.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, stops on the rocks. That is a great shot. Even if he would have stayed up top, he still would have had a look as long as he wasn't directly behind that large rock. But this green can get tricky because you can be in circle one and still not have a legit look.
Yeah, especially with those rocks there. They can obstruct you. Kris throwing a floaty putter approach here.
Floats a little bit to the right, but he still may have an opening over there looking at the basket.
Do want to give a shout out to a certain left-handed player who managed to card a 2 on this hole as Zach Melton with the albatross throw-in, having his Raider find the chains from about 330, 340 feet out, getting the only 2 on the day on this hole.
Well, since it was Melton, if it didn't happened on camera didn't happen.
That's true. Sorry, Zach. Boom, roasted. Big shout out to the gallery that kept coming with us here. You saw them on hole 1. They kind of kept growing, and this is not an easy spectator course to follow along with.
It's not an easy course to do anything with.
Yeah. Oh, no. One gallery member thought that one stuck there.
To his defense, it sounded like it stuck. He obviously didn't see it, but it sounded like it did.
Matty O saving the birdie. Getting creative with the roller. This hole, as we said, is a par 5. Came in at a 4.47.
KO taking his bogey, which still is not bad considering how many tree kicks he took before he got to the green.
Yeah, kept his composure, kept pushing forward. And Colby with it, this is left for his eagle look here. After a great drive and a fantastic flex forehand approach.
Yes.
Getting it done. 8 eagles on the day. On hole 3, Colby being one of them. And the drop-in birdie for Kris Dickerson as he continues rolling. Perfect start through 3 holes, 4 down. Big shout out to our Patreon community. Check us out over at patreon.com/AceRunPro. Help us bring you more content like this. Eligible giveaways every month and quarter. Lots of extra content, early and exclusive access starting at just $3 a month.
An idea, a spark. Creativity is the lifeblood of ingenuity. The thought, a catalyst to progression. We create to inspire, to provide quality of mind. Because without the mind, the body is nothing. Without the body, the mind is nothing. Thought space. Elevate your mind. Elevate your game.
Hole 4, this is the up and down hole, so you're looking for a drive that's going to reach the top of this hill and basically stay there. Some people will elect to throw the sidearm that's going to penetrate up to the top of this hill and then break off down, and they're going to land somewhere generally in this area. You're looking at about another 350 to 400 feet down this hill. It's a wide sweeping hyzer for the righty, and you got another angled sloping green here, so be careful.
As Kobe's teeing off here, I want to take a minute to note his play for this year. He's had several first place finishes, and outside of one event has finished everything in the top 10. Most recent event being the second annual spring mixer in North Carolina, where he took first place.
Kris going for the maybe not so traditional play here. That is a vortex from DGA discs. And he has hyzer flipped this way out of the gap. And that makes your second shot a heck of a lot easier from there.
Oh, yeah. Not that I've seen a lot of drives on this hole, but that is the furthest and cleanest one that I've seen.
Yeah, one of the spectators was like, I didn't know you could park the hole off the tee.
Yeah, okay. Like that.
Mario makes it to the mouth of the opening, so he'll have somewhat of a look. KO puts this one on too much angle, not enough height, and ends up into the ground, not quite out the opening yet. Still have some work to do.
Got another driver in hand lining up an ante out of this gap.
Nice shot.
So he puts that out. Oh, and it's moving to the right nicely.
Beautiful. Starts hooking up somewhere out there. Whoa, he is way out there.
Yeah.
Didn't quite expect that on that shot.
I can see that being a good play. He just have a clean approach to the basket, not having to worry about any more trees or just elevation. And that's what makes this shot a little tricky as well, is that you have this elevation drop going out into the open. You don't know exactly what the wind is going to do, but if you're like Kobe, you just put it right there next to the basket and let it trickle behind.
Yeah, using the height to kind of bring the stability of that disc back in. Matteo here was lucky to not push any more further. It still has a clean hyzer look.
Swings that out, gets a little air bounce. That helps make sure that he stays inside the circle. He'll have a look as well. And I'm pretty sure that Kris is just going with the putter here.
That is correct. Just a putter approach here left for his second shot, placing it on the hillside there, about 20 feet. He'll have an easy look there for birdie, and looks to continue his streak so far.
KO, nice upshot landing just before the basket, making sure he doesn't get involved with that downhill slope.
Matteo putting up at the basket here. Kind of lets you be a little more aggressive.
Oh,
no.
Hits the right side change, kind of goes through, hits the back, and then rolls down. Luckily, it didn't go all the way down the hill, so he'll have a little 12-footer to put back in. Kobe lining up his putt and securing that birdie.
Kobe not quite Calvin Heimberg-esque in terms of covering his eyes with his putter, but it is close. Dickerson there with another birdie as he is 5 down through 4 holes, continuing to march through this front 9. And a good par save there by KO. Veteran play getting out to the open, pitching up, leaving himself an easy look for the par. And Matteo as well saving the par there. Or, well, not saving the par, but settling for the par, I should say.
Yeah.
Hole 5, get your Billy Goat shoes on. You want to go straight up this hill as far as possible. Most shots, if they reach 300 feet, that is a bomb. So right in this area, you're going to see most of the general shots land. And then you have another straight up the hill shot. You're looking at something on the sidearm because these trees on the right side will gather any backhand shots off the righty.
If you've ever played Panthers Creek, been to Panthers Creek, hole 5 is one that you remember because of this hill on this hole.
Yeah, really great insight there by JBird, kind of letting you know what to expect, especially on those second shots here, as Dickerson lining up a scorch, playing for the flip up uphill.
And that's ideally what you want to do. You definitely want to be on the right side. It makes the second shot a little easier.
A flow here for Matty O, and pretty ideally placed there on the right hand side, opening up that sidearm on the second shot for him.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And KO sticking with the game plan on the right side up the hill. Now, this hole only plays as 520 feet, but I have to say it probably feels closer to 800 with how much uphill it is. I'm not joking.
It is very uphill.
We have these top tier players. They're throwing 2 shots and they're not to the basket yet because they're having to deal with this incline. It's affecting their footing, and just the trajectory of the disc is just not going to travel as far.
Good pull there for KO, and one of the rare backhands you're going to see on the second shot here.
Yeah,
if you're on the right side.
True.
As you can see, Matteo trying to gauge what his run-up's going to be like here.
You mean step up.
Yeah, step up straight uphill.
Gives
Using
it a
the
go.
grunt.
Oh, hits a late tree and rolls to the left, but it looks like it did stay up top. There is a potential for it to roll down the hill, which is just torturous to think of.
Yeah, Matteo will tell you that the grunt adds anywhere from 15 to 20% more power to any shot, as you saw there. And Kris a little low and a little bit too much angle there on his forehand approach, but stays up as well.
I think Kale was running that.
Looked like it. Just right over the top there. Good line. Colby with a little bit of a window here, and he'll tell you if there's a window, there's a way. Ooh, almost dropping it in.
Mm-hmm.
Mattio's got run it face.
So that's his normal putting face.
Well, he's always running it, so. Oh, gave it the bid there. A little left out of his hand, but had the height.
Kris definitely running this as well.
Jumper.
Oh,
Sit down. Okay.
Did it just go idle or did you turn it off?
Stays close to the basket, though. No harm there on that run.
Kale walking away with a par. You're never really disappointed with a par on this hole.
Not at all. Par here is taking strokes on, folks, as this hole played .28 over par.
So Kris, the other Kris, also tapping in his par. Unfortunately, he's 5 down through 5 now.
Oh, man. He's human.
And us AMs will call that a par T. No, wait, a star par.
Star par, par frame, barbecue. Let us know what you guys call it in the comments below.
All right, hole 6. This is the hole that's going to cause the most trouble for every player that is in this tournament. Hole 6, you can control about 150 feet of your drive. After that, gravity and Mother Nature is your boss. So if you can land down here in the bottom, you are in great position. More than likely, you're going to hit a tree on the side of the hill and end up in a bad position, but this is a tough par 3.
Colby first to act here, lining up what looks to be a sidearm on a knife and hyzer angle.
Yeah. And that somehow makes it somewhat down there.
Yeah.
It's down towards the flat. He didn't hit a tree, so.
Oh, that bent tree there. As neither of the first two players has taken the intended fairway.
There's a fairway here?
Allegedly. They're kind of cutting across the tee pad here from right to left. Mattio floating one on hyzer.
He hits a tree as well.
I just wanted to shout out on hole 5, we didn't mention it. Evan Smith and Taylor Woodward actually birdied hole 5. I don't know how you do that, unless they just blasted 2 big shots. But well done, gentlemen. Kale's shot is still going.
Oh, okay. It's over there.
Fading out to the right. So he will hopefully have some kind of approach there to get up and down for a 3.
Yeah, he's made it down to what is considered the fairway?
I think so. Kris here looking at this wide gap on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't love the footing there. Something got his foot.
Yeah, it's going to leave him a little short. He has a clean look, but it's going to be short of the circle. Mattio looks to be taking a similar line.
Coming down on some angle and checks up nicely with a little bit of roll track towards the basket, leaving him about 25 feet out.
Mm-hmm. Kale has a look here. Is he a run it type of guy?
It's got some height.
That was a run for sure. So that'll leave him with a tap in par.
Colby with his look for birdie here. Gets a little bit of push to the right. Dickerson having to straddle this pile of trees here.
You can see all the leaves are just gently moving.
Little short left. And
and it's got legs and it's going. It's going. When did it stop? It stopped way back there. Wow.
So he's got about a 38, 40 foot uphill putt in between a couple of rows of trees here.
So he has an early tree to miss, 2 in the middle, and
he drops it in. Incredible putt there by Kris Dickerson. Let's watch that again on the run back. Brought to you by Doggone Good Disc Golf. Check out doggonegooddiscgolf.com and use the code ACERUN12 to get 12% off your purchase. Kris Dickerson Never the putt you want to have to make for your bogey comeback, but makes it.
The putt that you want to make.
Yes. And Matty-O's sunglasses flopping all over the place. I have no idea how he plays with sunglasses. I can never do it.
I just noticed KO has sunglasses too, but we haven't seen him on his face.
Yeah, he's got the hat to stop him, at least from...
If I had sunglasses there, I would totally forget that they were on my head.
Maybe he has. Kobe with this left for his par on this hole. Another hole that played above par despite being a relatively short downhill par 3. Playing more than a half a stroke over par. And Kobe knocking down the par putt himself. So 3 pars and 1 bogey on hole 6.
Hole 7, you're coming out the chute, you're looking at a 90-degree turn that's going to go to your right. Once you get down here past these trees that are actually on your right. So once you get past this final cedar, if you can get a disc to land somewhere 30, 40 feet past the cedar, you've got an easy chip shot up the hill to this green.
Yeah, as long as you can execute getting out of this this tunnel right here and getting into the fairway, you should be able to walk away with an easy 3. There's so much greenery here to hit that as long as you can hit it, you'll have a look at the basket.
Yeah, forehand is predominantly what you're going to see here on this first shot out of the gap. Matty going a little bit more inside.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to cut the angle off a little bit.
So Matty cheating off of Kobe's line and doing it just a little bit better.
And Matty will know the definition of optimal after this tournament.
Wherever that bug was, it landed on me for sure. Anyway, KO putting it out there.
And never mind what I said about forehands. Kris going with a roller again with that vortex going inside line.
Okay, cutting across.
Standing
Watch
up.
the cut. Turn signal on and misses the bypass.
Missed its exit completely. You have to drive around for a little bit longer, make a U-turn.
Yeah.
That thing was going. It's interesting to note that this is a 450-foot par 4 that will play relatively easy as these guys are making it look. And you're going to see on hole 8 is another 400-footish par 3. And the argument can be made that the pars should be flip-flopped on those 2 holes. And Matty, going at
the
it.
right line.
Trying to get the eagle here.
So, yeah, here's Kris over on 8's fairway. He has a wall of trees. He cannot see the basket whatsoever. So he's like, pick the point and shoot. Gets through clean, hits 1 leaf, but that is a great touch on that shot.
Now he's got to go hide behind the trees again while everybody else puts out. Here's Kobe with this left for his birdie.
All right.
Didn't love it. A little bit left-hand side, but it did catch. And we're going to have a couple of drop-ins here for KO and Matty-O.
Speaking of Matty-O, we're going to bring up his recent play here. Taking first at the City of Mobile Championships just a few weeks before this, and second at the Santa Cruz Masters Cup, and 1 stroke short of the top 10 at the LTB Open presented by MVP Disc.
Most people just see a disc. At Discraft, we see over 40 years of innovation, driven by passion, consistency that inspires talent, built on a foundation designed for success. Over 4 decades of experience behind your first throw.
Hole 8, a par 3, 405 feet. This is more of a sucker hole. If you try to go for this and get the deuce, you're more than likely going to end up with something other than a deuce or a 3. Landing in this area with your initial drive and then having a chip up with a putter or a mid-range, that would be your best bet. Just take your 3 and move on this hole.
It is uphill. It is a low ceiling. It is tight left to right.
It is sloping right to left.
It is a dangerous hole. Kobe going with a little bit of a turning forehand, gets a little knocked down from some late shrubbery.
Yeah, but he stays in the open. That late shrubbery probably did take a few feet off of his advancement.
You'll see quite a bit of this play here. The roller by Matty O. Oh boy. Never stood up.
Yeah, never stood up and just had some steam on it. So he's in there.
KO also going roller. This looks like a better angle. Standing up in the middle of the fairway.
Oh yeah, standing up. But taking that ride from right to left, he ends up over on the left in the shrubbery as well.
Kris, that same vortex that he rolled on hole 7 here. Getting it down in the middle with a good stand and a stick in the middle of the fairway. May have helped to redirect him.
Well, it took some speed off for sure, but it did not hurt the roll, I guess.
Took something off. We were discussing that heading up the fairway that we were pretty certain that Zach Melton had put that stick there specifically to stop Dickerson's roller. And Matty-O hitting one of the early trees in there.
Oh, whoa, he was back there.
Oh,
he
yeah.
was really back there, like close to hole 9.
Yeah, he was a good like 70, 80 back in there. And a nicely executed roller to escape from Narnia back out into the open.
Leaving himself with the putt.
KO not too bad. Didn't quite get deep into that left-hand side rough.
Yeah, looks like there was a log there to help keep him out. And he is going to settle for a 3.
Dickerson, this is his birdie look here. Lining up the Annie approach on his putt.
Steps it. Oh, and just a half a disc too short.
It does stay put, however. Kobe from about 55-ish. Oh, big birdie putt there for Colby Childress. Let's watch that again. On the run back, once again brought to you by Doggone Good Disc Golf. Big floaty approach here, just centers it left-hand side.
Slides down the chains like it's at a roller coaster ride or something.
Beautiful touch there. Matty-O. This is for bogey here after being in there. And he drops it in. Another run back here as these guys are putting on a putting show here on hole 8. Nice signature Anheuser putt there. Again, big thank you to Doggone Good Disc Golf. Use the code ACERUN12 to get yourself 12% off at DoggoneGoodDiscGolf.com.
And both Kris and Kris are going to both tap in for their pars.
Kobe, one of only 2 birdies on this hole in round 1. Big shout out to Kobe and Jake Wolf with the only 2s on that hole.
Hole 9, you can pretty much just let this one rip. We're looking at a par 4, 710 feet. The farthest straight you can get it towards that road on your right side will open up your second shot. That second shot's going to come in at about 250 feet at most, and it's just a general little hyzer that's going to finish out here down between these trees.
So the drone flight was probably a little too tight to the left side. None of the players want to really go that way. They're going to opt for this, going out as far as they can, having a better look at approaching that gap. And now right there is on the top of the hill. It's an ideal spot to be in to see the gap and approach.
Pretty similar line here from Orrick. Pushing out to the right-hand side, getting a little trickle down.
And Kris just launches this. And he has gotten all the way down. Whoa. He may have a look at the basket. It may be to where he can see it straight on.
A bit of an awkward run up here for Matty-O, but he has smashed this Rive on Heiser.
I think he's following Kris's fume trails.
Yeah, and just a couple of feet closer there. So Matty-O getting the CTP. And this is the approach that JBird was speaking of, about 250 out on Heiser. Sneaks inside that last tree.
Yeah.
Getting some veteran love there. Fighting its way onto the green for KO.
Ooh, you can hear the wind. It's picked up a little bit.
Telling sure it looks like it's right to left. As Kobe puts one out flat, and this is going to swing back in. And you can see a little bit of late push there from that wind. Bringing it back in towards the green.
It's going to push him a little long, but he'll still have a inside the circle look.
Yeah, and you called it here, Kris. Able to see the target on his shot. And that's got a little lift.
Yep, that got lifted by the wind as well.
Still well within his range.
You can just see how everything is kind of rustling, especially by the basket as well. A little lift there for Matty-O, but keeps it close.
Kobe with the first putt here.
Oh, yeah.
Good committed putt there by Colby. Looks very confident on the green so far, as he's had himself a nice start to this tournament here. It's 7 down to the front 9.
Oh, just a little low off the front cage for Kris Dickerson. Matty-O finds center for his bird.
Bringing him down to 4 down for the round.
Wind picks up for Kris. But he puts it center as well to secure his bird.
Dickerson will be tapping in the par here. A little frustrated after that putt. Still 5 down though from the front 9. After the hot start he got out to, I imagine he's a little disappointed there as we start to approach the back 9 here.
At this point, Kobe is the one with the cleanest card here with no bogeys on the front. We do have Jake Wolf in the clubhouse at 12 under, so he set the mark for what the rest of the card is shooting for. We see Kobe, Kris, Matthew, Kris, all through 9 holes.
Yeah, it is a tight one as we approach the back 9 here. A big thank you to Discraft once again and Flight Factory Disc for helping to make this coverage possible. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We've got back 9 action coming your way from round 1 of the Tennessee State Disc Golf Championships. And as always, a big thank you to our Patreon supporters for helping to make coverage like this possible. We'll check you out on the back 9 coming your way on Run Productions.